Four as they extend their win streak to four, coming off the bye, facing this Titans team that is 2-11. The Niners needed a statement win, and they got it. And oh, by the way, the Chiefs are out of the playoffs, baby. Welcome back, everybody, to the First and 49ers podcast. It's your host, Cole McMahon. The Niners beat down the Titans 37-24. They extended their three-game win streak to four. They are now 10-4 on the season. It was a big game for the Niners. They came out hot on offense. Defense was a little shaky at the beginning of this game, in this first half of this game for the Niners, but the offense, I mean, they haven't stopped. They haven't stopped since this bye. You know, sometimes the bye week it hurts. Sometimes it could stall your offense a little bit. Just after having so much momentum. But this was the huge win, and this is exactly what I was talking about as this game was coming up. The Niners needed to win big. They didn't just need to win. They needed to win big. They needed to slam the Titans into the ground. It was looking like that for a long time. It was a pretty relaxing game. Then it started getting a little interesting towards the end of the game. You got the Jeffrey Simmons strip sack of Brock Purdy. And then the Titans go in, throw that deep bomb to, I think it was Van Jefferson, and then they throw the touchdown pass to Jeffrey Simmons. And then right there was, I think, a 10-point game going into that fourth quarter right there. So got a little iffy towards the end of the game, but the Niners ultimately they won the game. It was a decisive win, right? The defense wasn't too pretty on the defensive side of the ball, but they did make the adjustments going into that second half. You saw they were able to stop what the Titans were doing in their game plan, and I said if they were going to be a smart team on this game against the Niners, they were going to have to run the ball a lot, and that's exactly what they did. They ran a lot with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard put up, I think, 114 yards rushing with only 14 carries, I think. So he was very efficient in this game. He was, 14 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown. So the Titans definitely came in here saying that they were going to run the ball on the Niners, and they did a lot. But that's not the talk of the town. The talk of the town is the big offensive game for the 49ers. They put up 37 points on this Titans team, this 2-11 team, which is what they should have done. Brock Purdy, man. Brock Purdy had a phenomenal game. Here's some of his stats right here. 3 touchdown passes, 23 for 30. He only had 7 incompletions in the game. He got sacked 2 times, and that 3 touchdown passes. 2 to Jawan Jennings. It was a 3rd and Jawan touchdown catch, and another one later in the game, which was fantastic. And he had that 1 jumper touchdown pass to George Kittle, which was absolutely crazy. Brock Purdy, man, had a really efficient game for the most part. He looked great. And he ripped apart this Titans defenses, which is what he should have done. He's been looking good ever since that one Panthers game. He's really, turned into the Brock Purdy that we know and love. And now the 49ers have a 4-game win streak going for them. Brock Purdy just looked great, was making the right decisions, was throwing to the open receiver. And going into this game as well, I talked about who I thought was going to be a big impact player for this game. And for me, it was Ricky Pearsall. The first play of the game, it was a pass to Pearsall, and he automatically looked like injured himself. It was a hip drop tackle, I think. And he did come back into the game. They tightened up his his ankle, and he came back in the game. I was worried. I was getting ready. I was thinking in my head, all my notes, like, dang, Ricky Pearsall is gonna be a bust, but he came back, and Ricky Pearsall looked great. He was an impact player, and this was a breakout game for Ricky P. He put up, I think, 96 yards. He put up, let's see, 6 receptions, 96 yards. Didn't get the touchdown that I wanted him to get, but it was a good game for him to come back and really get that confidence going with him and Purdy, get that connection going, and they did. Ricky P, good thing he came back. He got injured again later in the game, but I think hopefully he's going to be all right. He did play for the entire game for the most part. I think he went out the last part of the game. But it was good for him. Good to see him getting back into the groove of things. This was the game to do it against the Titans team where he's able to do some new things. They're able to, to throw to Ricky Pearsall without having to worry too much about it, against this Titans defense isn't great. You could force the ball down the field a little bit. And Ricky P made a great catch. I think it was third down later in the game. I think that was the part where he actually did re-injure his knee, it looked like, but it was a big catch, and Ricky P made it. So good on him. Juwan Jennings, once again, fantastic game. He's looking like his old self the past couple weeks. He's fully healthy. He had 3 receptions, and 2 of those receptions were touchdown catches, 37 yards receiving. And then another big man who I said I thought was going to have a big game, because Harold Fannin, he had a big game against the Titans last week, and George Kittle put up 88 yards on him, 1 touchdown catch towards the end of the game, and it was the jumper from Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy, he brought back that Dougie. He brought back the Dougie in this game. Let's see, where's Purdy's Dougie? We got to show right here, because he loves throwing it out here. Oh, there, and we got him pump faking defenders. This was hilarious, dude.
Can't have it.
He was feeling.
I used to do my little brother in the backyard.
Pump faking defenders. What are you doing, dude? It's hilarious. Here's Purdy's Dougie out here.
They be like, Smooth,
What?
can you teach me how to Dougie? You know why? Cause all the bitches love me. Hey.
So there's Brock Purdy doing the Dougie, feeling himself, throwing for almost 300 yards today. Man, it was a good game offensively, and I thought the Niners were going to put him away a lot sooner. I thought we were going to see Mac Jones coming in the fourth quarter. We didn't see it because the Titans were coming back a little bit, but ultimately it was still a big win. It was at a 13-point win for the 49ers. So they got the job done. Efficient on third downs, man. At one point, they were 7 for 7 on third downs. I think the end of the game, like 7 for 10, something like that. And then Kendrick Bourne, he got his money finally. He finally got his money towards the end of the game. He needed 18 yards, and he got it. I don't know how many exactly he got, but he needed 18 yards to get $500,000, and he finally got it. It finally came to him. He had a big 15, I think it was about a 15-yard catch for him, and then late in the game, they threw a little screen pass to him just to tack on that little bit, and he got his money. So congrats to Kendrick Bourne out there, who's been a big part for this team, especially early on with Mac Jones out there when he was playing. And then speaking on the 49ers offensive performance being super efficient, they punted the ball 0 times this game, and you can't say that a lot. When you don't punt the ball at all, when Thomas Morstead doesn't have to go out there at all, it's a fantastic game. So the 49ers had no punts. They almost scored on every single drive. I think if it wasn't for the Jeffrey Simmons strip sack, the 49ers would have scored on every single drive. And then we have to talk about our guy, Eddie P. Eddie P was back, baby. He was hitting every single extra point. He was hitting every single field goal that he had. He had the one that he missed, the 51-yarder, but it doesn't count because it was the unnecessary roughness. I think it was Jeffrey Simmons hitting our snapper, John Weeks. So it was automatic first down. That missed kick by Eddie P didn't count. So he's still perfect on the season, baby. Let's go. Eddie P, good to see him back from the hamstring injury. He looked healthy. He looked great. So good job, Eddie P. Good job, special teams. We really didn't have to worry about the special teams unit today, and it's always a great sign. I thought Sky Moore was going to return not a field goal, but a punt return or a kick return today. Didn't happen. He still looked good. He took a big hit in one of the kick returns today, though. But that's just how crazy he is. He just goes face on with the line, and he takes tackles left and right. So Sky Moore continuing to do good work. Didn't break away for a big one today. He didn't have to obviously go for a punt return today, so it was just kick returns for him. But he looked good. Offensively, though, man, it was looking great. It was looking efficient. We were looking good. And going into this Colts game, which is going to be huge for the Niners, you want to see this offense put up 37 points on this Titans defense that absolutely sucks, is bottom of the league, and that's what the 49ers did against this team. However, this offensive line was not looking too good. This Titans defense, they were putting some pressure on Purdy. But this is where a Brock Purdy that is completely healthy is a game changer for the 49ers offense. Mac Jones probably would have got sacked 5 times in this game. Purdy only got sacked twice. He was moving around the pocket. He was evading pressure. He was evading sacks. He had a lot of good plays today. Scrambling. He had his longest scramble of his career for 26 yards and a first down, making some great plays, running out of the pocket, making plays that outside of the timing, outside of the script. So Brock Purdy using his legs today, making his offensive line looking better than they actually played today, because 2 sacks on Brock Purdy wasn't too great. But that's just the thing about Brock Purdy, man, is his legs. He was looking great, man. He was feeling himself, dude. almost 300 yards passing today. He had the jumper pass. I can't get over that jumper pass to George Kittle for the touchdown. He jumped like 2 feet in the air and threw it. It was a good pass. So good job, Brock Purdy there. And great job to beat this Titans team with his legs. And that's going to be this difference maker going into his final games of the season. When you are playing against some really good defenses like the Colts that held the Seahawks, I think 18 points today. Unfortunately, the Seahawks did win. We're going to be getting into the NFC playoff race for sure coming up soon here in this game. One last note for this offense, though. They were 5 for 5 in the red zone. I believe that's the correct stat here. They're 5 for 5, scoring 5 times in the red zone, 4 touchdowns with the Christian McCaffrey rushing touchdown, and then the 1 field goal by Eddie P. Eddie P also had that other field goal later on in the game. So fantastic, man. When you're efficient, when you're over 70% in the red zone, when you're over 70% on third downs, that's when you know your offense is working in all cylinders. And even this run game wasn't working. For the first half of the game, I think McCaffrey was only at 30 yards rushing. He ended the game with, I believe, 70. Let's see. Chris McCaffrey only had 70. I mean, he had 73 yards rushing, which is good on 22 carries, though. So he was averaging, I think it was around 3.1 yards per carry, man. It seems like every time they hand the ball off, it's a tough couple yards to get in this run game. So that's the one thing that I am concerned about going later on these next 3 games. Let's get into some of the chats here. We got my man, Rick Diaz. What's going on, dude? I haven't seen you in forever. Hello, my friend. How are you? I forgot about you. I'm still a diehard 49er fan. You better be, Rick. The 49ers won today. Okay, they still got a challenge next Monday night against the Colts. Yeah, it's going to be a huge one. Phillip Rivers. I mean, that Colts defense is the real deal. I'm not necessarily scared of that Colts offense after I wasn't able to watch that whole Colts game, but they're 40 seconds away beating the Seahawks, man. But I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good, Rick. I still think the 49ers were to play more better if they would have had Mac Jones. See, that's where I disagree. Just like I talked about, Brock Purdy's legs, the way he's able to break out of the pocket, his speed. Mac Jones, I think, would have got sacked at least 4 times today. And Purdy being able to escape the pocket, I think that's his forte in his game. Did you see, I think in the third quarter, if I'm mistaken, when McCaffrey ran to the left side, he was only wide open, but he threw about above Jennings and he dropped the ball. Yeah, I think he had 1 or 2 bad plays, but it is what it is. He still played a heck of a game. We still got a long way to go. So you've been my friend. How was your Thanksgiving? It was fantastic. I got to spend it with the family. It was nice watching some football. I hope your Thanksgiving was good. How was yours, dude? Yeah, and getting into Christmas season, only 10 days away now, 9 days away. But it was good. Hello, all. Money Mac 101. Welcome to the chat, baby. Thanks for everybody joining also on the Instagram side of things. Hope you guys are doing good. But yeah, man. Brock Purdy making this offensive line look a little bit better. They're applying some pressure, man. I don't know exactly who's giving up these sacks today, but Jeffrey Simmons definitely giving this offensive line a hard time. And then just the defensive side of things. This is why the game was closer than it should have been. Going into this game, I was saying the Niners, it needed to be a statement win, which it was, putting up 37 points. But on the defensive side of the ball, it wasn't extremely pretty, man. Giving up 24 points to this Titans team. I mean, I think you could say the Titans offense is getting going a little bit. They put up 31 points against the Browns defense, which is, top 5 in this league. So the fact the Niners were, the fact that the Niners gave up 24 points on this Titans defense, that's the thing that's worrying me going into this playoff race, man. Giving up 24 points. No pressure on Cam Ward whatsoever today. The 49ers had 0 sacks, and quite honestly, they're allergic to intercepting the ball. They could have had 2 total interceptions in this game, and it probably would have held the Titans to 15 points, 14 points in this game. In the second quarter, Mustafa had a dropped interception. I think it must have led to a touchdown or a field goal, I believe. And then later in the third quarter as well, Jair Brown had an interception, what would have been interception, and he also dropped it. And I believe that was also a scoring drive for the Titans as well. And then just once again, no sacks. There's no pressure on Cam Ward whatsoever. And when you're allowing 24 points to this bottom of the barrel team like that, not being able to apply any pressure on a quarterback, that's Cam Ward. I mean, just imagine what Sam Darnold is going to be able to do against you into the playoffs, what Matthew Stafford's going to do against you. So the Niners defense needs to step it up. Jordan Elliott was inactive for this game as well. He hurt his knee before the game started, so the Niners are playing a lot of the rookies, and it's tough because these rookies have been playing better and better, but you just have to have that veteran presence. We didn't see Cleveland Farrell a lot this game, which I thought we were, because he started heating up, especially in that Browns game. Keon White a little bit. Niners just need to apply pressure, and hopefully we could get it going. But the Titans' whole offensive game plan, like I said, was run the ball with Tony Pollard. And the fact that they only ran it with him 14 times in this game, 14 times. Tyjae Spears, 3 carries, 14, that's 17, 18. They had basically 20 carries in this game. And it's good that these teams aren't really understanding how to beat the 49ers. I think on the defensive side of the ball, if they just continue to pound it, I think you really are going to force this Niners defense into some awkward situations. But luckily, in the second half, Robert Saleh got this defense going a little bit because all they were doing, is these screen passes, throwing underneath. The 49ers run a lot of zone defense, so it's a lot softer coverage. And that's why these, little quick slants, little quick outs, and a lot of these screen plays is really effective against the 49ers. But, Saleh made the good adjustment going in the second half. And I think that first drive for the Titans in the second half, it was a quick 3-and-out, and the 49ers scored after that. So that's the good thing with Saleh. I consistently say it. Just having that veteran presence with Saleh, fantastic. One of the top defensive coordinators in this league. He's able to make these adjustments, be able to help these young guys figure out how to stop these teams. And that's one of the big things that's going to help the Niners going into the playoffs. So it's, plus and minuses on the defense today. I don't think they played fantastic, but, the Niners still won, and that's all you can ask for. Gave up over 130 yards rushing on the day. Offensive pass game for the Titans, though, wasn't great. Their leading receiver was Gunnar Helm, had the 1 touchdown pass, had 49 yards receiving. So Niners did a good job in the pass defense, which is a good thing. It's just the run defense, man. That's going to be a little skeptical, especially playing against Jonathan Taylor next week as well. I don't want to dive too much into it, but man, hopefully this defense continues to just make adjustments, continues to get better. Upton Stout's been looking good. Alfred Collins has been looking good. We got to see a lot more CJ West as well. Going to have to go back and watch the game probably tomorrow just to see exactly how well these guys did on the defensive side of the ball. But I was proud of how Brock Purdy played today, dude. It was fantastic. We can get into a little bit, let's see here, into some of the press conference things. And this was interesting. After the game, they asked him about not Brock Purdy, but Brandon Ayuk, guys. And this was crazy to see. So here's Kyle Shanahan talking about Brandon Ayuk, who's been missing. We don't know where he's at, and that's why the 49ers put him on the left the squad list.
No issue.
You said you guys put Brandon on the reserve left team. Did you have to do that right now? Why right now was that move made?
Yeah, we haven't seen him forever. So, that's a decision they make. It's been pretty simple for me. I haven't seen him in a month. So, that's and same with our team. So hasn't been an issue with our team at all. We've kind of been plugging away and no big deal. Or it's just something we've been used to for a while, but I know it's new to you guys. So they just officially, I think, had to do that yesterday.
You and especially John have been saying you hoped he was going to come back. You hoped you still want that to happen. Do you have enough at receiver? What do you think about your receiving group that you going on without him now?
We've been playing with our receiver group all year. I really have been hoping he would come back all year, but not one point was I really planning on it. So that would have been a great bonus. That would have been awesome. And would love to have BA out there. Would love to have that type of player, but that was something I realized early on wasn't going to come for a while, and there was nothing that made me sit there and think it was happening soon. So I think the rest of our team also.
Has he communicated to you or anyone else that he wasn't going to come back, or has there been anyone that's been in touch with him at all?
Not that I've talked to.
Is he out of the picture of the 49ers now in the future?
I wouldn't say that's for sure been decided. I literally haven't had to think about BA or had a reason to think about him in a long time. He is under contract next year. BA is a guy we've had a relationship for a while. We've always liked BA. Everyone knows how good of a player he is. It's extremely unfortunate that it's gotten to this point, but when this year is over, we'll see where we're at.
So there it is. Brandon Ayuk abandoned the 49ers. Terrible situation there. We saw Shanahan. Haven't seen him in a month. Hasn't been in the building in a month, man. But you know what? Brandon Ayuk, who's Brandon Ayuk? I mean, are the 49ers really missing him right now? It sucks because I love Brandon Ayuk, but the 49ers are winning. They're 10-4 right now. Ricky Pearsall, hopefully he can stay healthy. He's the number one receiver on this team if he is. 96 yards on 6 receptions. George Kittle, 88 yards, 8 receptions. Jawan Jennings, 2 touchdown catches on the day. Even Demarcus Robinson doing a little bit with 2 receptions. He had a big catch earlier in the game. I believe it was the first quarter. So it just sucks, man, that Brandon Ayuk situation, because I loved him as a player. And, you know, I would have loved to have him for this playoff stretch. This is when the Niners could have used him the most. But you heard it from Shanahan. Hasn't seen him in a month. And who knows if he's going to be a 49er next season. He's not going to be, Shanahan says he's still under contract, but he's not going to be. And it's just a matter of how much the 49ers are going to get for him. Let's dive in a little bit more. Let's see if we got any more of these press conferences at the end of the game. I know Ricky P. Let's see if Shanahan said anything about his knee. Here we go. We got Ricky P's knee injury update here.
He did some really good things tonight, and then goes out at the end. Is there any indication whether those injuries are serious enough to keep him out?
I mean, we'll know for sure tomorrow, but I mean, he hurt the ankle in the first play and returned and played with that the whole game. And then the knee thing, I think, was just him most likely irritating his PCL from the past. Those linger, so I would expect it to be all right, but he was battling through a lot today.
What did you think of Ricky being that coming into the game? It was more about his targets, how many he was getting, what he was doing, and then today he kind of had a pretty good, decent game before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, got hurt on the first play, but I don't think Ricky was much different than this last month. It just worked out and the ball came that way, and he made the plays when it did. Having to play through the injuries and stuff in that game, and he probably physically was struggling more in that game. So I think it says a lot about him to still be able to fight through it, get out there, and still have a very productive game.
So Ricky P suffered that ankle injury the first play of the game. And then later in the game, Shanahan said he likely irritated it, falling on that knee pretty hard with the PCL injury that he suffered earlier on this season. So hopefully he's all right. Hopefully we'll have him for the Colts game Monday night. So we got an extra day of rest, which is a good thing. There's that Brandon Ayuk update again. Let's see. What is this? What's going on here?
It was good. I thought it was dumb. The whole ball fake at the end, I was like, bro, what did I just do? So,
oh, whoops.
In terms of just running down the sideline and scrambling and making a play, obviously it felt good.
Purdy knew exactly what he was doing there. He was feeling himself,
anyway,
baby. Longest career 26-yard run. He knew what he was doing.
I played against Purdy Barton multiple times, and I respect him, and he's a great player. So for me to
I like
do
the
that,
little,
I was like, bro, I'm sorry, that was stupid. In the moment, I don't know why I did that.
But Purdy.
So
that's a fun little update there. 95-7 the game. Colt McKivitz. We love having him as our QB and our leader. If he's having fun, it means the offense is having fun. That's the thing, 2 weeks in a row, not 2 weeks necessarily in a row. We see Purdy hitting the Dougie. So that's when things are rolling for this offense. Anytime Purdy hits the Dougie, that's when the offense is working on all cylinders. We got Fred Warner in the building as well. Dub City. I think we got a couple updates as well. Just go through a little more of these updates here. Nick Wagner usually does some good stuff. We saw that already. Kittle on the response, Brandon Ayuk's response, whatever John and Kyle said, I'm going to punt on that question. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to play ball with the guys that are here. Shanahan with the PCL. And that's, I think, a lot of the updates we got right now. I think press conferences are still going on. But we could go into a little bit of the 49ers playoff picture. Money Mac, what you got going on? If Ricky goes down, does this mean Jawan is the number one wide receiver? It absolutely means that. Jawan's been playing out of his mind. He's been playing like that wide receiver one with Jennings out the past couple weeks. And we saw it. I mean, Purdy is so confident throwing to Jawan Jennings. He's probably the most consistent receiver on this team outside of George Kittle. The two touchdown passes, anytime it's third down, you're likely going to Jawan Jennings there. Even if it's a contested catch, you're going Jawan Jennings all day of the week. just the thing with Jawan Jennings is he's not as fast as Ricky Pearsall. You know, that's the one knock about all of our receivers. I really like our receivers, but none of them have blazing speed. And that's the thing about missing Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk had that turbo jets, had that afterburner effect as a wide receiver one, and not seeing that kind of hurts. Ricky Pearsall isn't the fastest receiver out there, but the way he gets out of his breaks, he's really speedy out of his breaks. And that's the thing. That's the difference maker between a Jawan Jennings and a Ricky Pearsall, because he's able to get that separation between cornerbacks, you know, between outside of that coverage. He's able to get that separation because he's so quick out of those breaks and out of those cuts and everything, which makes Ricky Pearsall such a threat, which is why why I was excited to see him break out this game. So hopefully that PCL isn't a big thing. They do get an extra day's rest now playing Monday Night Football against the Colts. So hopefully it's not a big thing. But yeah, Jawan Jennings would be that number one receiver, because obviously Purdy's got that connection with him. They got that chemistry. And I was hard on Jawan Jennings earlier in the year. It seemed like he was, obviously when he was complaining about the contract stuff and everything, and he was injured, he's fractured ribs, bruised ribs, and ankle stuff, shoulder stuff going on, but he's fully healthy. He's fully the Jawan Jennings that we know and love. He's that Jawan Jennings, that dog that's won multiple Dog of the Weeks on this podcast. And the guy that we saw, I was talking about it with my dad. It's like, man, Jawan Jennings probably would have been the Super Bowl MVP. He was doing everything out there that day, and I love Jawan Jennings. So, yeah, he'll be number one wide receiver if Ricky Pearsall is out. Let's see. I'll stop sharing I'll keep my screen sharing going here a little bit, because we got to talk about some of the games that went down today. Other than the 49ers game, some huge ones that went down. It would have been huge. It was the Rams and Seahawks. If the Rams and Seahawks would have lost today, it would have helped the 49ers out when it came to conference standings going into potentially getting that number one seed. So we have it here right now. The Rams have officially clinched a playoff spot, beating who did they play today, actually? Let's see. The Rams played, I think it was a team, the Lions. So at the end of the day, the Rams clinched. They're 11-3 right now. They put up 41 points. They beat the Lions 41-34. And it would have been nice to see the Rams lose to the Lions, because that would have helped the Niners' chances at getting that one seed. But at the same time, it doesn't do any damage, because now the 49ers, it gives the Niners a little bit of cushion. The Niners sit at the 6th spot in the NFC right now at 10-4. It gives the Niners a cushion between the lines right now. So if the Niners would have lost, the Lions would have won. They would have been, not a lot of room for error right there. So now the Niners have 2 games above the Lions. So they got a little cushion going for them, staying in that 6th seed and potentially getting the 5th seed going in to week 15, because it's huge. The Rams play the Seahawks Thursday Night Football. The Bears beat down, I think it was the Raiders today. The Eagles snapped their 3-game losing streak. They're 9-5. Bucks 7-7 right now. They're the 4th seed. Seahawks, this was the huge one. Seahawks extend 11-3. They were playing the Colts. They were playing Phillip Rivers in this game, and they were 40 seconds away. The Colts were 40 seconds away of winning the game. They drove down the field, kicked the field goal, the go-ahead field goal, to put it, I think, 16-15. And then with 40 seconds left, Sam Darnold just brought him down to field goal range, and the Seahawks ultimately won the game. So that also hurts a little bit for the 49ers. But going into Thursday Night Football, this is where things get a little crazy. The Seahawks play the Rams, and if the Seahawks beat the Rams, then the 49ers replace the Rams as the 5th seed. The Rams go down to that 6th seed. I think only, though, if the 49ers do beat the Colts. So if the 49ers beat the Colts and the Seahawks beat the Rams, the 49ers are sitting in the 5th seed. And this is why it's so huge, why it's so important, where if the 49ers don't get the 1 seed, I like them to be the 5th seed over the 6th seed, because the 5th seed is going to be playing either the Buccaneers or the Panthers, which is that 4th seed right there. And that would be huge. If I'm the Niners, personally, I think I want the Panthers in the playoffs over the Buccaneers. We beat the Panthers already. We know how to beat them. The Buccaneers are scary because they're healthy now. They did lose to the Falcons, though, which was crazy, but I feel like Kirk Cousins just kind of owns the Buccaneers. But they've got Egbuka back. They've got Chris Godwin back. They've got Mike Evans back and Bucky Irving. That's a scary Buccaneers team where I wouldn't want to face. So the 49ers are the 5th seed. I want the Panthers in the playoffs because I think that's a team the Niners can beat. It would have to be in Carolina. But, I think the Niners I think it's a better matchup for the 49ers going against that Panthers team, which, they do have a good defense, but I prefer that matchup over the Buccaneers. And I think that's like the biggest the biggest playoff implications right now of what would happen if the Seahawks do beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football. So make sure, stay tuned for Thursday Night Football. That's going to be a huge one, a huge game. Let's see what other games went on today. This was another big one to help the 49ers potentially get the number 1 seed. Obviously, the Niners have to keep winning. But the Packers, they lost to the Broncos. The Broncos extended their win streak, I think, to 11 now. They beat the Packers 34-26. So now the Packers are, what are they right now? They're right below us. So they're the 6th seed right now. And the Bears shot all the way back up to the 2 seed. So that's a huge one because they're 9-4-1. And the next couple weeks, I think the Bears play another NFC team. I think the Packers play another NFC team. A lot of teams play NFC teams this week. It's going to be 16 now, which is going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of things shifting this coming week. And that's the one good thing about the Niners playing the Colts. It's an AFC-NFC matchup. So there's not a lot of conference implications there for the 49ers. One of the biggest games as well. And I think we can all celebrate on this. And this is why the 49ers this is their year to win the Super Bowl. The NFC is wide open, guys. But I just went backwards. It's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs. Thank you to the Chargers beating them 16-13. The Chiefs, I repeat, are officially out of the playoffs. This means that it's anybody's ball game in the NFC or the AFC. If for the AFC side of things, this is Josh Allen's opportunity to go to the NFC conference game and actually win the game now. You don't have Patrick Mahomes. You're not facing Patrick Mahomes anymore. So if the Niners don't make the Super Bowl, personally, I want Josh Allen and the Bills to go on to win the Super Bowl. But man, that was a crazy game today. I don't know if you guys watched it, but the Bills were down to the Patriots, who were on a 10-game win streak. They were down 21-0, and the Bills came back. TreVeyon Henderson, shout out for my fantasy team, had a huge game, and they came back 21-point deficit, and they beat the Patriots. Where is that final today? They beat the Patriots 35-31. That was a crazy game, guys. And that was huge because the Bills, I think, still have an opportunity to win the AFC East, I believe. With that Patriots loss, the Patriots are going to have to lose another one. But that was huge for them. Bears took down the Browns 31-3. Obviously, the Eagles blanked the Raiders 31-0. That doesn't really have any implications because the Eagles are probably going to win their division. And let's see what's going on right now. It's Sunday Night Football right now going on. Vikings, Cowboys. Obviously, we want the Cowboys to lose. I think they're going to destroy the Vikings. They're up 7-0 right now. So, it's going to be interesting to see. But that doesn't really have a lot of implications. They're trying to fight for a playoff spot right now. It's going to be tough to do if the Cowboys do lose today. But that's going on right now, guys. Money Mac, shout out to Harbaugh for putting an end to the Chiefs. I wish Mahomes all the best with the ACL injury. Hopefully he gets better. Yeah, you hate to see it too. I never wanted to see any guy get injured. And Patrick Mahomes, a lot of Niner fans hate him. I hate him. But you never wish upon a player to get injured, especially an ACL tear. And it just sucks because it sucks for him. It sucks for Chiefs fans and everything. But however, I do feel bad. I don't feel sympathy too much. Another big thing too, actually, for the Packers, Micah Parsons suffered an ACL injury too. But man, the 49ers have been getting injured all year long, so it sucks. It's happened to a lot of teams right now, and thankfully for the 49ers, they're getting healthier. This offense is high rolling right now. They're getting healthier. Two of our guys are probably out for the season. Fred Warner, maybe possible comeback if the Niners get to the NFC Championship game, but Bosa suffering his ACL injury. But I never wish ACL injuries or any injuries for players. So prayers up for Mahomes, guys. Hopefully speedy recovery. But it's a exciting day. As 49ers fans, we can cheer on that the Chiefs lost. Don't cheer that the Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL, but cheer on that the Chiefs lost and their 10-year playoff streak is over. They haven't missed the playoffs since 2014, and now they're finally out of the playoffs. So that should just give the 49ers a huge boost in morale, honestly, as well. Seeing that the Chiefs are out of the playoffs, they're like, all right, we're 10-4 right now. The NFC is wide open. Got a chance for that number 1 seed. Got a chance for the playoffs to run through Santa Clara. If they somehow miraculously get the 1 seed, divisional game in San Francisco, conference game in San Francisco, and then Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco as well. So if the Niners are to win the whole thing this year, it's it's wide open for the Niners and for any team, frankly. But yeah, I think see if we got any more updates going, guys. If not, if we don't have any more updates, then that is gonna do it. Let's see if there's got any more things, any more updates from these press conferences going on right now. Kyle Shanahan said he hasn't seen Brandon Ayuk in a month. We know that already. Let's see if we got anything going on in KNBR. I don't know if we have any injury updates. I think everyone's all right. I think we came out of this pretty healthy outside of Ricky Pearsall. Here's what Ricky Pearsall's got to say.
Asked about Pearsall in the offense. Pearsall in the offense.
Yeah, I was getting annoyed too. I ain't gonna lie.
He's saying, look, he's doing the same thing he's always done, but sometimes the ball doesn't go there. Did he need to tell you that, or you just knew that?
I mean, a lot of my teammates, that's the good part about this team, man, is he doesn't really need to tell me. And I think that he didn't straight up come up to me and tell me for a reason is because he knew the vets in this room. And, obviously my locker mates that I'm right next to, there's big vets that, tell me, the things that I need to hear as a player and, that the ball's going to continue to come my way, later in the season and just to always be ready and know the impact that I'm making even with the ball in my hands. But yeah.
There it is. Ricky Pearsall. He was getting annoyed by everyone asking, hey, you're going to get the ball. You annoyed that you haven't gotten the ball recently. So shout out Ricky P having a big game. Hopefully his knee's all right. And we got a major update. Money Mac. Vikings just scored, all tied up against the Cowboys. That's great to hear. Great update. Thanks for the update there, Money Mac. Appreciate you. Let's see. We got one more update from N95.7 The Game. They usually have a lot of stuff on here as well. Here, let's see what Kittle's saying right here.
Fake pitching at the end of a 40-yard run. Absolutely just
talking about Brock Purdy scramble. No ball security.
As long as he's running out of bounds, I don't care. Just don't take a hit. I just don't need that in my life.
And then we got Purdy here talking about Ricky P. I love Ricky because he's honest. We've all been itching to get him involved since he's been back from his injury. And the Niners got him involved. Great to see there. Niners got Ricky P involved. Great game. Shout out Brock Purdy, man. I mean, yeah, it's a Titans team. Not a great defense, but put up almost 300 yards passing. 300 yards passing, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 Dougie for Brock Purdy. And his longest career rush in his career. So shout out Brock Purdy having a huge game. Rich is in the chat. Oh, Rich is coming in right when the episode is about to end. Breakout game for Ricky P. Yeah. And we talked about it. I said Ricky P needed to have a big game. This was the game for him to do it against the Titans. And he did. And like I said multiple times, hopefully his PCL is okay. Hopefully his PCL is all right. But guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Fantastic game for the Niners. Their win streak, 4-game win streak now, beating the Titans 37-24. They are still the 6th seed in the NFC. Make sure Thursday Night Football is the big one. Seahawks versus the Rams. Stay tuned Monday night. I should be having an episode again, guys. So always stay tuned on YouTube. As always, make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment. Thank you all for joining the chat. Money Mac 101. We got my boy Rick Diaz as well coming in here earlier. And Rich, appreciate you and everybody on the Instagram world. Make sure to follow me for more updates on Instagram, TikTok, and X. And have a good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of Sunday Night Football. Go Vikings. I'll see you later. Go Niners. And stay faithful, baby.
Touchdown! San Francisco!